Hey, what's up guys? It's Huntsman with AerenaGaming, and I want to talk about the new patch that was released yesterday. Now, unfortunately, I didn't have enough time yesterday to cover it, and the night before that, I went out to the club and I was, fist pumping and all that good stuff. So, let's just say I wasn't feeling too well yesterday. But, this gave me some time to look over the patch notes and the details, and the four major things that this patch brought to us was league games, shell generator, match statistics at the end of the game, and new champion Martel. So let's get to it. First of all, league games. Alright, here we go. We have a nice screen, shows you all your stats about yourself. Got my name, a huntsman, ranking 189th. Wow, that is really terrible. That's embarrassing, but I haven't played too many games, so I guess it's okay. Now, league games. There's gonna be several seasons per year. Every time a new season starts, the league is reset. There's 6 tiers to go through. Okay, we have bronze, silver, gold, platinum, diamond, and masters. Oh boy, I definitely want to be in masters, but that's not gonna happen. And how do you level up? Well, first of all, you earn league points by winning games, but you also lose league points by losing games. Now, once you reach 100 league points, you get promoted to the next tier, and if you reach 0 league points, you get demoted to the previous one. I also believe that if you're in bronze and you're playing against someone in silver, you actually earn more league points, which will help you level up faster and rank up faster. I think so. Don't hold my word on that, but that's what I believe and how it works. And you can also click on the tire specs, or you can click on the tires and it will show you all the specs and the ranking. And I think I could scroll down here. Yes, I can. Oh, 189th. Bam. So I'm actually not the last one. Hell yeah. And let's go back. There's a few more things I want to cover. Let's talk about the map rotation. So in league games, you have the map shown in advance. As you can see, this map is called Dome Argus. It's the first one of the 2 that we have played before. And it's shown in advance. That way you could, you can plan your shells, which shells you want to use, which champions you want to put together, and how you want to play the map, okay? And that the map gets rotated every 3 days. Also, something cool that they did in the alpha season is there's an alpha season reward, which means if you win, you get to design a champion with the team. How cool is that? I mean, that's awesome. They are thinking of the players. I like what they did here because they're allowing the players to contribute to the game. And I mean, I would love to design a champion and play him in the arena. That would be fantastic, but let's be honest, I'm not that good. I face the fact that I'm not that good. I'm not going to win this season, so that's probably never going to happen, that's a bummer, but oh well, man. Maybe someday once I get better. And you also get a trophy with your name on the plate, so that's awesome. I love what the dev team did over here. They're really, allowing the players to contribute to the game and support it, and that's awesome. I love what I'm seeing right here. Now, I also want to talk about... Nope, that's about everything I want to cover for league games, so let's move on to the shells. Moving on, let's talk about the shells. Okay, so now there's 2 ways to get the shells because shells are now locked and you don't have unlimited amount of them. So the first ways to get a shell is through the shell generator, which produces a shell every 2 hours. So as you can see, I have about an hour left. Now the generator can hold up to 3 shells. Now once it's full, it will stop producing shells. The second way of getting a shell is by playing games, as you get a random shell drop at the end of the game. Alright? And finally, I want to talk about the biggest difference. The shells get consumed now, okay? You don't have an unlimited amount of them. And let me show you what I'm talking about. As you can see, if you move on to shells, you can see that Shockwave only have 1 shell. So if I use that during my gameplay, if I play a match and I use this shell, it will get consumed and I will not have Shockwave anymore. If I use healing, I have 4 of those, so I still will have 3 left at the end of the day. And that's the biggest difference, because now you have to think which shells you want to use. Is it worth using it? Do you really want to waste it on this match? So it totally changes the gameplay. Now let's move on to Martel, the new champion. Martel, let's take a look at him. As you can see, he is rocking with 8 HP, so he's a tanky little motherfucker. 8 HP, wow, really? That's crazy. Now, he's got 3 skills like every other champion. The first skill is called Punch, deals 2 damage. The second skill is called In Your Face, deals 3 damage. And his ulti, the Mortar, sacrifices himself to do 3 damage to an enemy ship. And that's awesome. We haven't seen something like this before. That's a new concept, so that's something cool that we could do. Now I want to talk about something that I don't like. Alright, what I don't like is we already have champions that sacrifice themselves. First of all, we got Harley Quinn. He sacrifices himself. We got Martel now that sacrifices himself as well. And the Butcher, which I guess he does sacrifice himself as well because his ulti makes him explode. So he gets pulled toward his target and explodes, knocking them back. So I believe he does actually die as well. Maybe if you're full health, he won't. But I'm pretty sure he does from what I remember. So we have 3 champions that sacrifice themselves, which kind of sucks, I think, because it's useless. Their ulti is useless unless they have low HP, because I don't want to waste a Harley Quinn if he has 5 HP if he's full, you know? So same thing with Martel and the Butcher, which kind of, I'm not liking that too much, but that's just me personally. I mean, let me know what you guys think. I don't know. I think the ulti should be a little bit different and more cool, something unique, not just to sacrifice the champion, all right? So that's all I wanted to talk about the Martel. He's a cool little guy. I played him a little bit, and I like what they did with him. He's funny when he walks with that big ass hammer. Now next we're gonna move on to the game itself. As you can see, the game has been changed a little bit. It has a green tint to it, so it gives a different atmosphere and a different feeling from what it used to before, which I like because the environment has changed and we haven't seen this. It's something new and it's cool, you know. Just brings that nice little spike to the game that I missed when I first played it. Now, as you can see, the buttons have been changed as well. They have a little bezel around them, which makes them stick out a little bit more. The timer has been changed as well to a little bit more formal one, and there's a few things I want to cover actually. There's a few serious things. Now the Butcher has been nerfed from 7 HP to 6 HP because supposedly he was too much of a boss and he was not meant to do that. He was meant to be a map controller and help the other champions out, which is totally fine. I totally agree with them. And what I don't like though is the Blaze. The Shell Blaze has been nerfed from 5 damage to 4 damage and the cost has been decreased to 6 ether, which is fine, but the thing was that Blaze was one of those shells which was a game changer. It could really throw your opponent off and you could really get an advantage from that. But now that it's been changed to 4 damage, you won't be able to pick off Harley Quinn or the Bug, which is kind of a bummer, especially that Martel has his ult where he could do damage to the ship. So if you had Blaze, Martel, and an Ether Discharge shell, you can really switch the whole game around. Even if you're losing, you could switch and you could still probably win it. But now the Blaze has been nerfed, it's gonna be really hard to do that. Also, the cost of Chaos Shell has been decreased to 6 ether, and Ether Discharge cost has been decreased to 7. And finally, let's talk about the match statistics screen, which comes at the end of the game. It shows you all cool little things such as how many champions you have killed, what shells you have used, you know, how the whole duration of the match, how long it lasted, and just the cool little things and features that happen during the game. And finally, you also obtain badges at the end of the game depending on how you play. If you play quick, you get a badge that says Quick Thinker. You know, you get a badge that says Headhunter if you kill a lot of champions. So cool little features like that, which I like. Changes the game around and kind of makes you feel more welcomed. Also, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I don't ask you to subscribe. I just want you to spread this video around throughout the internet and let's build a better community for this game. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time.